Thoughts from the trail. I'm Scott Anderson.
Good morning from the trail. I am out this beautiful Sunday morning hiking and thinking, which is why I call this entire series spanning years Thoughts from the Trail. Today, I'm thinking about a book that I'm reading that I've read before, and it's called Finding Mother Tree by Suzanne Simard. And it's her journey of trying to figure out how to best grow and protect trees and understand how they connect and interact with each other. And she came across some really very interesting findings and built upon others' research to discover that trees talk to each other. And not only do they talk, they actually support, strengthen, and protect each other through a mycorrhizal network of fungus in the ground. And through these networks that are underground, the trees will share nitrogen and water and other nutrients back and forth as needed. And she discovered that at one point, firs and birches, a fir would give lots of nitrogen to a birch, and then during certain conditions, the birch would give nitrogen to the fir. So it wasn't just a one-way street, it was a two-way street, and actually a multi-way, complex, interconnected street. So in my mind, I imagine the networks, if you were to draw a picture, would be a very intricate web of very thin mycorrhizal net that's underground, which allows trees to connect to each other via their roots and other components. And that network is what helps the forest stay healthy and strong and warn of impending threats like beetles and fungus and other things that threaten the forest. And then I started thinking about, well, today I'm hiking on a trail, and this trail right here, the BST, is actually connected to other trails, which of course connect to other trails, which of course connect to other trails. I could do this all day, but I won't. I'll spare you that. But what's really interesting is these trails connect folks of all different kinds: birch, fir, people from Orem, Vineyard, Linden, Salt Lake City, Midway, Spanish Fork, Provo. All these different people, different types, much like the trees are different, they can interconnect and interact with each other. And in fact, some trails provide a certain type of enjoyment, maybe waterfalls. Other trails have other types of enjoyment, maybe climbs or lots of wildflowers to look at, whatever. And then I started thinking, because I've been doing a lot of visits to lakes and streams, thinking about how water is connected. And this one's really obvious because water is connected all around the world. And these waterways, whether tiny little streams that trickle in the summer during snowmelt, or whether they're year-round raging rapids, they're all interconnected. And water actually even has another really cool way of connecting, is through rain. So water evaporates all around the world, and then that evaporated water falls on all of us, all around the world. So it's got me thinking about connection. And And now I'm going to bring it back to a smaller set of community here. Let's talk about just the connection with the people in our lives. In this case, I'm referring to family, of course, close friends, maybe even co-workers. What can we learn from Suzanne Simard's research on the trees, on the how the fungal networks support each other year-round and based upon need? And how can we play a role in that? Of course, we don't get to control what others do in our network, right? We never get to control anyone else, and we're really good if we're controlling ourselves, just to be honest. So the question to be asked is, what do we do within our own networks to ensure that, one, that we're getting nourishment from our network, and two, maybe that we're adding nourishment into our network? And at times, in reality, there'll be times where we need a lot more nourishment than we're putting in. And then hopefully there are times where we're putting a lot more nourishment. Oops, I went going the wrong way. That we're putting in a lot more nourishment than we're taking. And there's this symbiotic relationship built upon wanting good things for all people whilst maintaining focus on making sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And when we take care of ourselves and get ourselves strong, we are in a better position then to support the overall network of our small community. It's kind of a big topic to think about, but it is also very interesting. We are all connected, and sometimes maybe we don't want to be connected, right? Even if it is within our small community of family and friends and coworkers. And what I recommend is, if you're having some type of connection with somebody and that is not in any way beneficial to either party, it's okay to take a break. It may even be necessary to not partake of that connection anymore. That's one of the things that's really hard for many people, is when to say enough, when to say no. In fact, in my job in business, getting to the no is just as important as getting to the yes, because I don't want to waste my time on potential clients. That's not really a waste of time. Maybe the better way of saying is I want to spend more time on the clients that will benefit from an interconnection and nurturing relationship with our business. And those that have no desire or are not a good fit, I want to learn that as quickly as possible. It's beneficial to everybody. So getting to the no is important, and getting to the yes is important. So the same thing in our personal relationships is, if there is that connection that is not nurturing and is just bringing or draining or depleting or frustrating continually, and is not demonstrating any potential of getting to a yes, then it's okay to get to the no quickly and move on. Well, I made a big leap talking about the fungal networks underground and trees connecting, to having us consider weeding out the unproductive relationships in our lives. Anyhow, those are the things I think about while I'm on the trail. By the way, I do invite you to read and or listen to that book called Finding Mother Tree by Suzanne Simard. For me, it's like music to my ears. All the research and stuff that she's done and the stories behind it. But more importantly is, what application does it have, not only in nature here in the woods or on the trail or in the mountains, but what application does it have in our practical day-to-day lives? I invite you to think about that along with me today. Hope you're having a great day. I hope you're being nurtured, and I hope you're nurturing others if able. And with that, I'll see you next time on the trail.